All right, ladies, buckle up. It's showtime.
And welcome aboard, everybody. Copperhead Road Podcast, live on Rumble, live on TikTok. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun already this morning. Yeah, it's a little bit of a early show for us, but we've been doing that on the weekends a little bit. You know what I mean? So grab your cup. We're basically last week we did Sunday, and I said churchy. So today we're like your Saturday morning cartoons. We're a throwback.
I like
Boom.
that.
Yeah, I like it too. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm your boy Footer. That's my man Rexy. Got Jen behind the glass. Ding, ding, ding. And yeah, and we're live. So Rexy, speaking of uh, um, Saturday morning cartoons, I don't think the kids nowadays really understand like how amazing that was on a Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Waking up, your cartoons, probably your bowl of cereal. You know what I mean? If you were just a regular person like me, and just sitting there. And I used to love wrestling back in like the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant days.
Not you mean like wrestling with your uncle or?
Well, that would be nude in the middle of the night, and I would feel his I'd feel
Whoa.
his whiskey breath, and his beard rubbing up against me.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
You're right. They don't have any because everything's on demand, no commercials, there's no like anticipation. You don't have to wait for 6 a.m. Saturday morning for any of it. It's instant gratification. So the anticipatory taste is no longer there. It's just I want it when I get it.
Right. But again, on the flip side, you do just go to your phone right now, and anything you want to know, hear, see, be a part of, you can, and that's pretty crazy too. Yeah, I know this is gonna make me nerdy, but I don't care. But did you ever do Dungeons and Dragons when you were little?
No, and normally the probably 10 years ago I would have like tried to punch you right through the glass. But the fact that my daughter and I and Jen watch a lot of queso on TV, and Ramona and I have played Clash of Clans. I don't think I can really have any sort of standing to poo-poo the Dungeons and Dragons.
That's fair. That's fair that you said that. And I would love it. But here's how this goes. And I'm not going to say I can make it cool, but I'm going to tell you why it came about. And it had nothing to do with nerdiness.
Okay.
Like at all. It was I came in from the back door. Whoa. And here's the situation. It was I loved heavy metal as a little kid. Like my entire life, I loved metal.
Like
Iron Maiden. Yeah, like different coppers, minerals. So I guess I was a nerd. Good night, everybody. No,
they call you Kid Bauxite, is what they called you. That thing.
I actually I used to have a character. I used to be called Rick Lucite. It was great.
Okay, Tungsten Tommy over here.
Yeah. So but that was a gem. See what I did there? But the thing is this, how I made it, how I got involved with it was that like I said, I loved heavy metal, like Iron Maiden, like all those bands. I like Slayer back in the day, whatever, and even like Van Halen. But my point was, I loved those bands, and all the metal kids were into Dungeons and Dragons and shit.
Yeah.
Another thing is, I love the medieval era of history. I love fucking dragon. Whoa, not what I mean. I love dragons, not actually with the dragons.
Right.
So I love.
I think we already lost it, so don't worry about it.
No way, but there's no way. And then if it is, this is a glitch. It's a
What's that?
glitch.
Oh, okay. Just asking.
Yeah. I was because there's no way. I was so. Don't even get me started because if I was lost, oh boy, things are going to be happening.
Yeah. Just operate like you have a TikTok pew pew to your head.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna play by the TikTok rules.
We're gonna try. We're gonna go through TikTok.
Okay. And by the way, everybody, anybody who wants to chat, I'll give the opening for the first live TikTok. I'll give you the opening to anything you want to talk about. You can call in. We'll shut down the show and talk to you. Okay. So leave your comments, like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Again, you don't know us now, the TikTok crew, but you will. Go check out our credibility out there in the podcast world. Top tier. That's the truth. Ha ha. I see the cowards. They don't believe me.
I knew that.
The truth. Anything about the truth?
Yeah, you kind of like walked backwards into it, but I saw it coming. Yeah. Yeah. Well, can I just read that real quick and see what it says? What you just put up?
I can put them up too if you want. Put them up.
Oh. Yeah. So we're still live, but we got undiscoverable and things or whatever. So we're back to zero.
Yeah, but why? I want to know why. Why? I want an explanation. What did I do?
Jen, can you just turn your microphone on and kind of explain what you said?
Yeah.
Explain what?
Explain what it said.
Get into the mic.
I don't even know. It just said it's.
Great. Thanks for nothing. Okay, let's just keep going.
All right.
No, I'm trying to. It was. Let me see.
That's fine.
Something about unoriginal or
unoriginal content.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Making it restricted. It won't promote it.
Yeah.
Searchable.
How about I don't promote them? How's that?
It's interesting. So obviously we've got to.
Yeah, that's bullshit. How's that? And then what else you want to do? Don't make me just say bad words now because I'm angry. That is so wrong. What did we do?
Let's just try something. How about we disconnect and then reconnect?
Yes,
do that.
Yes, do that. Because honestly, there have been that has happened. On streams that I've watched on YouTube that they also have their TikTok stream going. They've had to. It's called being shadow banned.
Yeah.
Is what happens, and if you do reset and go back, maybe that'll help us. But either way, we were talking about our Saturday morning cartoons, the whole ritual of it.
Yeah.
And again, I do miss that, and I think girls and boys from, I would probably say 30 to 60 really get it, like that 30-year era from 1970 to 2000.
Well,
you know
I mean, yeah. What was your cartoon of choice?
I loved I think my favorite was Super Friends. Probably Super Friends was my favorite.
Yeah, I'm not up on the Super Friends.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I am. Maybe I don't understand it as
it's the League of it's the League of Justice. Meaning it was well, yeah, whoever the what is that Marvel? I can hear you. We got you. Yeah, we got you. WFO. What's up, brother? Yeah, do you remember that there was the Wonder Twins? And do you know who they are, the Wonder Twins?
Yeah, Mary Kate and Ashley.
No. No, good though. Like they would give themselves, like they would give each other like a pound, and they go Wonder Twin powers activate.
I'm sorry, they would do what to each other?
Give themselves like a pound.
Oh,
yeah, and then they would go. Yeah, they would go Wonder Twin powers activate.
Okay, yeah, I'm aware of that.
But it had to be like ice and water related, I believe. Like it had to be like, Wonder Twin powers activate, form of an ice slide. You know what I'm saying? Then like It would, yeah. It was. I like them. I like them.
Sure.
So yeah, it was one. Who else was in this? It was Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Twins.
What about like the Fantastic Four? Are they in there?
They may have been. I don't. Yeah. Apache Chief. You know him?
Oh,
And he would draw. And he was a big Indian guy, and he would go
Native American. Yeah.
Native American. You're correct. It was a big Native American, and I mean, is this ridiculous? And
Yeah.
and he
Let's,
would.
quickly, we'll do a land acknowledgement. I'd just like to know that we're on the stolen land of the Iroquois, and I believe Footer's on the stolen land of the Osceola. The Osceola, so praise their names.
Agreed.
Hmm.
Happy TikTok? Happy?
Hmm.
Are you? Is this not silly, people? I mean, really, is this not silly that we have to do this? We're adults. We're adults.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let me again tell you. Can we pull up? Can we just share a screen over there? Can you just pull up the Super Friends? Because I want to see who they are. The League of Justice you can use as well. Because there's a lot of them, and I wonder if you knew about them. There's a lot of them. Oh, I think Flash is another. So I think it's all the DC, not Marvel.
Okay. Yeah. Now, was the Silver Surfer one of them?
He could have been. He could have been. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Aquaman was another. He was in that crew, and they all had like a headquarters, and I loved it. Oh, what a great little cartoon back in the day. I loved it. That's why I'm such a hero.
So,
what are you doing over there?
She's sharing it. I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to read it because it's.
There you go. Yeah, Justice League. Like, oh, Wonder Woman, The Flash, or is that Shazam? I think it's Flash. Green Lantern. Boom.
By Shazam, you mean the character that Shaquille O'Neal played?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But Green Lantern, by the way, used to be my favorite superhero. But then his real name was Hal Jordan, by the way. But I also found out the origin story. He was originally a black guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
What a TikTok friendly answer.
Yeah,
oh, cool.
Great. This gives me a nice warm feeling. Equal opportunity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
that was the greatest. Oh, wow. It's wonderful.
Good for him.
Yeah, God bless.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think my probably go-to would have been Animaniacs.
Funny. I used to like them.
Yeah, that was probably that's the one that's coming to mind because I remember the afternoon ones a lot better than the morning ones. The weekday afternoon ones like Tailspin and Darkwing Duck and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and those kind of things. Those I remember a lot better than the Saturday morning ones. But
I used to love the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, by the way.
Oh, okay, that was a
Saturday morning cartoon. Oh, I loved it. Okay. But like I said, because I love that era. Like I love the medieval times. I love reading about it. That's why I loved Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Like I really like that show because say again?
Never saw it.
Yeah, you'd like it a lot. Can't watch it with the kid though.
Okay.
Because of this very it's like great storyline, everything's fucking great. Then all of a sudden it's like, whoa. And there's some graphic sexual content going on. Again, true to the story and the era. With that being said, you know what I mean? Like you got to watch yourself a little bit with that show. Definitely can't watch it around the kids.
I have a hard time believing you've never been to a Renaissance fair then.
One time in my life, I want to go more, but I was only maybe 11 when I went, and I had a sword made at the Renaissance fair. I still have it to this day, and it had my Dungeons and Dragons character name etched in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You want to know my name?
Please.
Death Star.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I loved it.
You recently went to one of those restaurants that have like the jousting things too, right?
I wish. No, I want to.
What the hell was that then? Didn't we know somebody who just went and did that?
I want to go. I want to go bed.
Huh?
I think it was Damien,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, my daughter's friend went and went to one of those where you like from Cable Guy, where you sit down and you watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Medieval Times. Is like I think the commercially franchised one.
Yeah. I have zero interest in any of that, but yeah, we got live. It says live visibility restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and
restricted in search results because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content.
What
This
the
is in
hell?
line with the TikTok live section under our community guidelines.
Hmm.
So
All right,
I'll go on again and see if that does anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and can you reach out to someone? Like
Mr. Pack?
You can try and appeal it.
well,
Yeah, appeal.
again, yeah. Can you appeal and just to get some
Yep.
sort of a reasoning of what is happening here?
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Ready on.
All right, but again, since we're going to shit the bed on that, might as well go right into it, where we're going to end up getting clipped anyway, for that matter.
Wait, second one down.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry everyone. We were trying to get another fan base going over there, but apparently we can't do that. So
yeah, and there is legitimate reason for this because the stuff that we got coming today is extremely interesting. And I know privately we sort of had a conversation as a show to kind of go easy on the Candace stuff because we were a little bit heavy. Later into the year last year. So we were going to try to, kind of take it easy. And, what are we at? The 17th? And my head's already exploding with the Candace stuff already.
right, and I want to at least clarify too. When we made the decision, it was only because both of us felt that we've exhausted every aspect of that she has in our hearts. I believe we thought she has peaked as far as her craziness goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what are we going to keep saying? We've already gotten to the point with her that we've told you before. Like, if you guys cannot see what we're trying to tell you and what we've been, and I'm telling you, we're one of the few shows that we have been on this earlier than any other show out there. I don't care if it was a Rogan tier to three guys in the basement somewhere. Okay. Because, and we have receipts. Okay. Our quote unquote take has been so consistent, and we have been pushing so hard on making something very clear. We both really enjoyed Candace her entire career. We thought she was smart. We thought she was entertaining. We thought she had very, very good takes. I felt she was brave in a lot of the topics that she took on. She was an anomaly as being a Black woman and taking the stances that she was taking and going out there and being challenged and going up against people, asking questions, being a woman of faith. All of these things were so commendable. And it was almost like you could not like her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we pointed out I want to say that I think the slight, no pun intended, turning point to everything, okay, wasn't necessarily Charlie's murder. I think it was the Jew thing. Like, once the Israel-Palestine war kicked off, it was a slow burn into justifying her hatred for Jews and for Israel. So once everybody knew, she was pretty clear. Then once her narrative started to become a little mainstream, i.e. Dave Smith, and that whole bunch of guys, including, let's say, where Pierce Morgan in the beginning, who was a very, very, very big show. In the beginning, he was very pro-Israel. Then there was a point where he flipped. So remember, now this mainstream narrative that's being pushed is aligning with her and feeding into her. Her audience was already huge, and now she has something that is pulling even this, at the time, fringe outlook and pulling them right in. Like, people that were on the fence are now getting pulled right in to Candace. And then we've said it again and have the receipts. She then began to lean into this narrative. And when she first started to lean into it, I think that Rex and I, our red flags went up when we saw her simply not taking the easiest road, A to B type of deal. You know what I mean? She was veering off a lot of ways. And then she started with the text messages. And when Charlie was killed, the text messages came up. All of these different wacky ideas that she had start to become a reality in her head. And then these lemmings, who I've called out for months now, you guys have given up the part of your brain that allows you to cognitive? This is, I can't even talk.
Cognitive dissonance.
I can't even say it. Cognitive dissonance is what's happening.
Your head go bye-bye.
Your head, your brain is telling you how to process this, and you still will not allow what's right in front of you to be not even be the narrative, to be a possible narrative. You can't even admit those things. And therein lies the problem with you lemmings that blindly follow her and blindly feed into her shit. And then again, her. So now we're at a point, everybody, where we said around Christmas time, you know what? She has exhausted everything. We've had some amazing videos, the short that we put out, all her links, all the different things that she would have to happen to make her narrative go right. Her implications of this complicit TPUSA in Charlie's murder, from the wife to the pastor to the friends. I think one of the best things ever said by us is that, using everything, if you believe Candace Owens and the things that she's saying, you would have to then concede to say Candace Owens is the only one who truly loved Charlie Kirk. His wife didn't. The people closest to him didn't. His business partners didn't. His pastor didn't. His family didn't. I mean, these are all the things that you'd have to say. But Candace, the absolute angel that she is, okay, she loved Charlie. Nobody else did. And I mean, but you guys won't even think that. But that's what it comes down to. Right. I mean, how can you push back against that?
Well, the nexus of the whole conspiracy and her Jew hatred, and it is Jew hatred, and this is something that I find commonality between the two of them, between Candace and Nick, is, and we're going to get into Nick pretty heavy later, is they're couching their anti-Jewry in anti-Zionism or anti-Israel because they're both Catholic. And if you just blatantly say, I hate Jews, like that's excommunication territory, which I think they're both in, but for some reason that's not on the table in the Catholic Church, which is another thing we'll talk about one of these days. But she does have some legitimate reason to have have an axe to grind with the Jews.
Sure. And we've agreed with that for a long time, just for the record.
Right. I mean, there is a lot of evidence that Ben Shapiro has been giving her the business before, during, and after working at Daily Wire. And there is a current case going on about a Jew threatening to kill her online. So there's some animosity there, I think, between the two of them. But you know, I think I had made this sort of reference to you offline. It's like if you live in a neighborhood and you have a guy, you know, that lives next to you, and he's a known arson, and then you wake up one morning and your shed's burned down, and you have a video camera watching the guy light a cigarette walking to your shed, doesn't actually see him do it. But on the other side, you have, you know, a Jewish couple, all right, and you just don't like the Jews. Now, common sense would tell you that it's probably the arson guy that was walking towards the shed with a lit cigarette. But if you really have a hatred for your other neighbor, you're going to start going down that path. And what happens, though, is eventually you run out of any sort of coincidence or things that may happen, that could have been, they were home that day. There's little scant evidence that maybe that, but what happens is then you're like, well, now I'm just going to go ahead and just, well, you know, their kid is actually an alcoholic and he's been in jail a couple of times. And you actually, you know, the father, he was in the military, but he had a dishonorable discharge. And, you know, the mother, she really has an eating problem. So like, she's completely off of the Charlie thing, and she's just trying to destroy the other tangential people involved, because that's where you're going to end up, because you don't have hard evidence to back up your insane notion that what's on the table is not what actually happened.
For sure. And what happens is, what was the last, what was the last thing you said before the hard evidence?
I was talking about the tigers in Siberia freezing to death.
Okay, right. So what about gloves for them? Like, we cut, just, you know, of course their claws are going to cut through the ends of the gloves.
Yeah.
So what do we, maybe I'm thinking maybe more of a mitten, but then layered with some sort of a metal, but yet the metal warms. So, you know, I'm just thinking we start with.
I was going to say, what we could do is we could actually just cut the paws off of the frozen ones already and use them as gloves for the ones that are still alive.
Not a terrible idea. Let's whiteboard this.
Okay.
All right, back to the show. But anyway, whatever you were saying, it triggered it, but then it went away. I got to start jotting things down again. But the point is,
the arson, the Jews, the neighbor,
I just drew a smiley face, if that means anything to anybody.
Well, I think that's nice.
Okay. But the thing here is, the whole point with Candace Owens is that we have been nothing but fair. I think, if anything, we have been the most fair, and only because we've started covering this so early in the game, that we have made this. We had red flags, like I said, and then it built. So I think you can see the natural, logical, and reasonable progression that we have taken. So then, what you had said something about how she goes off on the tangent, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But whatever one that you had brought up, it triggered to me. What happens is, and it happened to us, is she had all the credibility in the world. Even up until the red flags, that maybe were a little early for us. With that being said, we've kept reiterating to everybody how we were so open-minded about what's going on. We promised you we would be so open-minded. And to this day, I'm still open-minded, and not to save face. But if tomorrow we found out 80% of the things she said were true, I'd be like, wow, bravo. Yeah. My goodness, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. But that's not going to happen.
Right.
Because there's so much shit, and she's muddied the waters so bad that now it's impossible, because there's so many contradictions to our stories.
Yeah.
So one can't be right. Like, Sure, two things could be right at the same time. She has exhausted that option at this
Right.
point because there's so much. So we need to figure out now, which is a shame because now we have to pick at the little things that may be true and try to link them together. But now it's so hard, and that'll lead into what do you have as far as clips for us?
Well, just quickly touching on the open-mindedness, like, you know, when we started the show last May, I would safely say that we were Candace fans and we didn't like Nick Fuentes. So now in 2026, I'm the complete opposite now. Now, again, there's a lot of things about Nick that I think he doesn't base in reality, and his prescriptions are a little screwed up. But I am definitely much more of a fan of Nick now than I am of Candace. So,
Sure.
Going on that, Candace and Nick, obviously, which is really weird because they're kind of, two sides of the same coin, have been going back and forth. And, the fact that we don't follow social media, we don't really live time this. So the fact that we've even become aware of it, is a testament to how strong it's getting. So, I think it was Friday's show. Candace, towards the end of her show, started going off on Nick. And then I believe either Thursday or Friday of the same week, Nick was on Alex Jones' show. And, they were kind of going back and forth. So what I'd like to do is actually go through the end of Candace's show. And she starts to pick apart an argument that Nick is making. And you can kind of see both sides until you actually get down into the weeds with it. But she's making the claim that Nick says that pedophilia is not a big deal. It should be normalized. And if you listen to how she presents it, you're going to be like, yeah, that's disgusting. Like, how can anybody defend pedophilia? So this is what Candace said on our clip one. She's basically setting up in very bad faith what Nick is claiming. So play.
I'm just saying, guys. Okay, like if that's not just the Candace, I'm just saying, guys.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Nick Fuentes is one of these people who is trying to soften it. So for clarity, before we listen to this clip, Jeffrey Epstein had been accused of trafficking children, 8 years old, 11 years old. He, for his own birthday, as a birthday present to himself, found some 12-year-old triplets who were dirt poor, and his friend, Jean-Luc Brunel in Paris, flew these 12-year-old triplets to Jeffrey Epstein, okay? No one's arguing about Jeffrey Epstein's perverted interest, a sexual interest. No one's arguing that. However, Nick Fuentes is going to explain why actually that's not pedophilia.
And you hear that and you're like, who the hell can defend this kind of behavior from another man? Right? That sounds crazy. Who do that?
She just said Nick is going to explain why there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right. So play
Good
Nick
luck.
1 now.
Good luck, Nick.
Yeah.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there, okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous. It's awful. It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a Jewish spy probably working with Israel. That's the dilemma there. He's working with Israeli intelligence.
So again, this, but what he's saying is the problem with Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, he is a pedophile. He's a scumbag, whatever. But that's not the national issue that we have with him. The national issue that is actually what should concern us all is the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was working for other intelligence and, what do they call it? Honey trapping a lot of these, these important people, both American and foreign, and then selling the intelligence back to the Mossad. It's not to downplay the pedophilia. It's just that's not what's the important thing regarding this bigger story. Like, again, you can have a drunk driver. That's awful. But if he's also a murderer, we should probably concentrate more on the murdering right now rather than the drunk driving, is what I think he's saying.
All right. Well, the analogy doesn't work for me, and that's okay, because the drunk driving isn't the equivalent to pedophilia. When you're talking about harming children, it's worse than murdering an adult. Okay. So that's the facts for me. Again, I'm not here to argue with you. Here's the problem. If I listen to you give the explanation after Candace, how you did it, I could be, I'm fine with that. What Nick did, I do not agree with you. I almost agree with Candace, because, and here's where I'm not comfortable with what you said, or your explanation, is only because of one word. Was you said as important as. They are just as important as each other, equally. If not, the pedophilia could be even worse to our country and everything, for the simple fact of it should be put on that level. With that being said, I understand the point that you made clearly in what you said, when we cannot let this be the only thing where the other thing, as being this a spy, be secondary or pushed under the rug. They both need to be addressed at the same time. One not more important than the other. And again, I'm not going to argue with you. So if you disagree, that's great. I won't argue with you, because it's not going to be a good look for you, and I don't want to argue with it anyway. Okay? But I get your point, and I agree with you for the way you explained it, to the context of Nick, like, if that was Nick was trying to say, I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with how he said it. He didn't do a good job communicating it.
Well,
You did.
That's always kind of his thing, is to be, brash and
Okay.
whatever.
But then you're going to get these consequences. I'm
Right.
going to say, fuck you, Nick. You did it wrong.
Right.
I don't care if what you were trying to say, you did a terrible, terrible job. And I'm okay with everything you said. You just need to change. Excuse me. I'm saying this in passion. I'm not telling you.
I got it.
You do whatever the fuck you want. But you need to stop making it what's more important and what's not more important. You know what I'm saying? It could be equally important. The other one, the pedophilia thing, could be more important than the spy stuff. But your point to all that is really what I'm taking from your point, though, is we just got to make sure that thing is acknowledged, but don't make it one or the other, because again, and now I'm going to step down, and I think we should move on to another part, because I don't want to argue about this.
Yeah. And it's certainly not an
goals.
It's not an argument about, okay, there are multiple cases against Jeffrey Epstein. But specifically the pedophile island, the corruption that was going on there is separate from the other scumbag.
And that's the main story, and that's like the main story,
right? Because
right.
I don't even know about the 12-year-old thing, but that's disgusting over here. They can be talked about in separate but equal, we'll even say.
Yeah.
separate
Yeah,
beneath
yeah.
the terms is
For sure.
whatever. So let's play Nick too, because he tries to explain it a little bit more in this second clip.
And guess what? I'm open-minded. Bring me back, Nick. Bring me back.
The story is someone was trafficking girls to acquire blackmail to sell to Israel. That is the point. And that is what I said last night. I said, for someone to make it all about pedophilia, I said, it's kind of just like, it's not really true because, again, it does get away from what's happening there. It is not satanic pedophilia cult stuff. It is really run-of-the-mill prostitution and sex trafficking, but for a international political purpose. And it's important not to lose sight of that. I saw Marjorie Greene say this is about female victims. It's actually not about female victims. It's about the integrity of our government. You understand the difference? It's not to say we're not sympathetic. It's not to say that it's not criminal. It's not to say that it's good. I'm not defending it. I'm saying this is not Dateline. This is not a human interest story. This is a layered crime. It's one crime in the furtherance of a much more politically significant crime. But all these dumb, I mean, they literally just don't have the IQ to understand that. For them, it's just about screeching about the same nonsense every day. They don't understand what they're talking about. They have no idea about anything. They hear something they don't like. They say, oh, he's with Israel now. He got paid. I'm sorry. I've been doing this way longer than you. When did you come on the scene? When did you get red-pilled? Last year? 10 minutes ago? When did you start talking about this stuff? Oh, now you're the expert and the gatekeeper. I'm done with that. I'm out. Seriously. You don't have to unfollow me because I'm out. This whole movement of Gen X idiots that are obsessed with satanic pedophile elite and psycho conspiracy kookery that doesn't even make sense, this Candace Owens bullshit, I'm out of all that.
2011, Nick. So yeah, that's how long I've been in it. But anyway, okay. Now, is there any more Nick clips?
No, that as far as the Candace stuff goes, then we go into the other thing. But as far as this particular subject, you're good.
Okay, because I was gonna say I was like, maybe let me give him a chance to even bring me in more or okay. So I first of all, two things can be true at the same time. Okay, meaning the two narratives.
Right.
And he kind of is saying you're an idiot to be focusing on this narrative while you have this narrative that you should be focusing on. That's asinine for him to say. I understand his bigger point of how significant the honeypot thing and the geopolitical part of what he's saying that affects us domestically. I understand that. I don't think that any light should be taken away from that, right? But he and how he continues to talk about how everybody runs on about this, meaning the pedophilia. Well, Nick, that's going to get the eyes, and the mainstream people are going to be disgusted by that, and that's going to bring more of a focus to Jeffrey Epstein, right? So, because there's a lot of people that don't care about the geopolitical end of things, that are just living their lives, and that's not going to be, they're going to need the human interest story, as he said, right, to shine light on the whole Epstein thing. Because if we focused on Epstein and his spy and Mossad contacts and the honeypot and things of that nature, that's not going to get the public and the people involved. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they're doing that because they're doing it for the greater good of protecting children and bringing awareness. No, they're doing it for the eyeballs, for the clicks, for the news story, because that's what gets people, as it should, as it should. But that's the problem. So I understand what he's saying. And if I look at the bigger narrative of everything, I agree with him in regards to how important the other end of this is, But Nick and anybody else, there is a human interest story here. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There is a human interest story here. You can't ignore it.
Right, but I think it has to do with more of what needs to be solved. Like as far as his crimes that he committed against kids, he's paid that price. He's fucking dead. So we certainly should be able to find out who was knowingly involved in those issues.
Those victims deserve more than him just being dead. Maybe they need to, for whatever, I don't know what they need, but they deserve to have the opportunity to get what they need out of all
just as anybody involved in these crimes absolutely should, for sure.
Yeah.
The national political interest is what he was doing with that information. Like, you know what I mean? Like the federal, what the again, I'll repeat. Anybody?
No, I get it. Yeah, it's clear what you said. And I'm not taking any. There's no validity or no. I'm not pulling any importance of that main goal that Epstein was trying to do, which was a geopolitical fucking tactic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I that is extremely important and should be investigated and be taken care of. But I have no problem with the parallel being making sure that the heinous shit that he did, that the people involved pay the price for it. Both of those things can happen at the same time. And back to, why is the one getting so much more play and a human interest story?
Yeah.
Because it is. And it's true. So if his thing is, let me take a shot or call the people that are holding that in high regards, or showing all the interest in that and not the latter, that we're the fools or we're idiots. Well, fuck you. We just happen to not be that invested. And I'm not saying me, because I happen to, I am very invested in geopolitical issues. But do you know my point is what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
And here is where both Nick and Candace are wrong. Dead wrong. If in fact Epstein was who we think he was, a multinational information, get this, pass it on to this, pay this guy off, that kind of a thing. We will never get information on either one of them. So
yeah. Yep. No,
you're just going to spin your wheels and get more and more frustrated. Everybody that's listening, whether your heart's in Candace's camp or Nick's camp, you're going to be frustrated for the rest of your life, because that's just not how the world works, unfortunately. So you're never going to find out who did what, and you're never going to find out who got paid, ever.
And I think that's another great point to feed into what we're saying is, maybe that's another reason why it's not the main part of the story, meaning the geopolitical end of it. Maybe because the players that are involved that need to be protected on the geopolitical level are pushing more of the pedo narrative.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, again, I don't know, but my point is, either way, I'm not saying I don't think Nick's point is wrong. I think he did a horrendous job communicating it, because he was trying to be, he needed to find the take that I'm taking in regards to giving the weight that the crimes against these children deserve, and not taking anything away from the geopolitical. They both could be just as important. Again, right. You can put the pedo thing more important. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Or you can put, but there shouldn't be anything, resources shouldn't be taken away. Shining light and disinfectant on disinfecting this type of mentality, the pedo mentality, shouldn't be any resources or attention shouldn't be taken away from that. You know what I'm saying? Just to push or just to acknowledge the latter. You know what I mean? I just want to, I think he did a terrible job of communicating it.
All right. So on the next clip that we have from Candace specifically about Nick, this is Candace's take on Nick broadly, and this is the problem that I have with Nick, is that she's probably right on both of these.
If you were attending mass, which he should do, I think it would make him a better person. But far be it from me to give Nick Fuentes any suggestions, because the last time when I just asked him who he was dating, or like, hey, you're going to get married one day, he lost his mind. He started acting like a raging homosexual, calling me all sorts of things, of course, when he was in the comfort of his own home, and very much embodying the stereotype of women that you see on reality TV. This is actually was his reply to me for asking him about whether he wanted to get married one day.
Sit down and shut the up, bitch.
Oh, we should cut that as a fucking sound drop.
Sit down and shut the up, bitch.
Oh, I guess we did already. So yeah, I didn't cut the whole thing, but she also goes into the many, and this was our original take on him too, the many bits of evidence that point to him probably being a federal informant. So on those two things, again, it's hard to argue that Nick's not as gay as a picnic basket. So, he's definitely super flamboyant and plays all that. Again, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Y'all know I ate 24 inches of wiener the other day?
But I know you said it, like, I know there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean it genuinely, not even like, from my personal or moral belief. Sure, you're making God cry, but you do what you want to do. No problem. You made Jesus weep. No big deal. You do. You live. You. But my point is not even from my personal. It's from his career wise or what he's out there doing right now. Let him let him be in the closet gay. Like what do you care? Type of deal. You know what I mean? Are you doing it because you don't like what he's saying because you're insulted and you want to insult him back? Okay, that's what you do. You if you really want to hurt somebody, you hit him. If you want to hurt a black dude, you drop it in an N-bomb. You know what I mean? Like type of deal. Like you go viscerally. I'm gonna hurt you. So he really, again, he might also, maybe he is a flamer. But maybe he does have some his spiritual beliefs. And I do believe that he wants to be a good Catholic. So he's going to fight that demon, and he's going to use, hopefully, the Holy Spirit to guide him in the right direction. He may still have urges and all those things. But maybe he's not comfortable being, out there like that because he doesn't want to be that. You know what I mean? So again, sure. And another thing too, the generation that he's comes from. I mean, he's never fucking jumped on a fucking train at 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? Or on a subway at 13 years old and went into fucking Manhattan and fucking rolled around in Hell's Kitchen. Or he's never like, you know what I mean? Like he's never experienced fucking some testosterone filled shit, you know what I'm saying, or just shit that
he's never had a problem fucking testosterone filled shit. Yeah, I guess I did say that.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Ta-da!
And I think the issue that I have with it is that he is obviously trying to do some sort of a lead the right kind of a thing. I still strongly suggest that you have to lead by example, and clearly the family structure has to be at the forefront of what you're doing. So
that's fair. That's a very fair point too.
So anyway, so that's that. All right. So then Nick went on Alex Jones' show, and again, I run hot and cold with Alex because he's off his rocker, but sometimes entertaining, and sometimes he has great information, and sometimes the frogs are gay. So, either way.
very tough to definitively say one or the other about Alex Jones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you could probably say about him that are definitive, but as far as like getting things right and being an absolute fucking lunatic, there's some things in his absolute lunatic fucking barrel that started in 2002 that is straight up legit now. And we're in 2000, you know, like two, you're like, okay, you fucking psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the problem, but you know what? Therein lies, instead of muddying the waters, I might call it the Alex Jones effect. Candace has created the Alex Jones effect because she's went so far that I'm not going to allow her to like a few of the things she said is she stumbled upon the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Again, when it all shakes out, if that's the case, I look back and go, well, Alex Jones did it. So look at this. Here we are again. But not yet, Candace. Not yet.
Yeah, it's the Sam Tripoli, Kurt Metzger, that everything is a
But oh, bro, those guys, fuck them both. Like they're on some like smoke too much weed shit all the time. DM, like fuck them. Like because they brought nothing legitimate. Like they have no credibility. They've taken shit that other people have and used that to support their new horse shit.
Yeah.
Thing, but not directly shit that they thought or they believed in. You know what I'm saying? That where I can give him the Alex Jones effect. I can't.
Right. All right. So the first clip is again Exhibit A or Exhibit Z, depending on how much you're keeping count, of why Candace should be excommunicated. It's her talking about why Charlie is a time traveler.
A time traveler.
Yeah, it would be InfoWars 1 is what it would be.
A time traveler.
Yeah, that the second one. It says 0001.
Time traveler.
Why did Charlie think he was a time traveler? He said, as I showed you in earlier messages, that he was a time traveler and he had to find me. Is that just something people are saying to their homies in text messages? And again, not anything that I would have placed so much emphasis on back when he was saying it, but it came to fruition. The other parts, he did die young. Why did he think that him dying young was necessary in order to change things? He did die young. It is related to Turning Point USA. In some way or another, at the very least, we could all agree it's related to him speaking at a campus event for Turning Point USA. I'm totally occupied by this. I tell you, I read these messages and I'm going, what is this? What is reality, actually? And Charlie died. Yes, like I said, it was related to this organization. And I think we would all agree that his death and the manner that they did it changed the world in ways that I don't think we can fully realize, or certainly not in a way that I can articulate.
It's shown that you're absolutely batshit crazy. That's one thing it did. It has shown that you're absolutely fucking nuts. Again, here's the nuts. Look. Let me at least try to give everybody some clarity here. Okay,
Sure.
As far as where I'm coming from.
Reasonable.
Okay, not even just how I'm looking. I'm not even opposed to the thought of time travel. I'm not opposed to entertaining that time travel could be. I absolutely enjoy the thought of it. I watched Quantum Leap. Okay, so like I enjoy the thought of it. Okay.
Yeah.
With that being said, Candace Owens is batshit crazy because Charlie wasn't a time traveler. He isn't a time traveler. Here's another thing. Let me give you the other end of her saying, he told me he would die young. Okay. Number one, how old was Charlie? 30 something? Well, how old was he?
I think he was 30. I think.
Okay, he's 30.
34, maybe. Whatever.
30. Oh, let's give him 35.
Yeah.
Him dying young in today's times gives us about another 30 years of Charlie living, and that text to be accurate. Number one.
100%.
31.
It now gives Charlie 35 more years to make that text a revelation.
Sure.
So we have a nice cushion there.
Yeah.
So number two, from 23 or 18, even whenever, let's say 24, to his age of that he was murdered, he spoke in large events on controversial topics.
Yeah.
And was a target at every moment.
Yeah.
So the probability of that happening, it was a lot more than the probability of me doing this show in my studio. So I'm just trying to give y'all clarity on the things that she's saying. Can she be true? Can it be true? Can she be right? Sure. But I want you all to really take a second and to break down the things that I just told you. Dying young is this amazing revelation, amazing. I'm sure he felt that way. I'm sure he felt he was not going to live his life to the end of times that most people would on average. He was putting himself in very dangerous situations. He was dealing with very, very, very powerful people.
Yeah.
With
I was gonna say, and congratulations, you have the same feeling that every single rock star has ever had in their entire life.
Yes. The man is doing intravenous drugs for his entire music career. If he was to write on day 3 of doing dope, wow, I'm gonna die young.
Yep.
I got to be honest with you. He's no fucking Nostradamus. Okay, yeah. I can promise you that. That was a great point, Rex. So, I don't see how she can continue to peddle this horse shit, and for you fucking lemmings to eat it up. I challenge this, and I've done this before. Can I have one Candace Owens fan not comment and go, hey, she's crazy and everything she's saying is bullshit? Can I have one of you concede that this may at least be a bit much? Can you do that for me? And then if you did that, I can say to myself, you know what? Here's some common ground with people that I disagree with. And maybe we can find some more common ground on some other things.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, and like the thing is like if you're a time traveler, like there's I guess 3 positions you could be. You could be like, okay, I'm a time traveler, but this is my first time, and I can't wait to do time travel. Or you can be like, I'm a time traveler, I've been in many other times, and this is in the middle, and now I'm going to go travel to other times. Or you could be like, I've been a time traveler for my whole life, and now I'm dead. So usually I would say if you are a time traveler and you haven't done it yet, you probably don't know you're a time traveler yet. So at least that best case scenario, he's done it a little bit and now he's here and now he's going somewhere else. Maybe be like, yeah, I'm a time traveler. It was really cool hanging out at the the Roman circus, watching all of the, do you have any evidence? Like, you can't just be like, you know what? I think I'm a time traveler.
And can I bring up can I tag that with as far as the whole time travel thing?
Yeah.
And maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, or at least make sure I'm quoting this correctly. Something to the effect of that her point, I should say, where she added in that he was in time travel, in his time travel. He's trying to reach her. Is that something she said?
Yeah, because she's an alien.
Okay. My point is, do you guys, and this is receipts again, go look at me. Have you not heard me say what a narcissistic psycho that she is? How important do you think that you are that a time traveler is going to bypass Hitler? He's going to bypass all 9/11, all of these fucking tragedies throughout history and come to you? I mean, like, can you be any more self-important ass? Like, you, holy shit. Like, is that not insane?
It's exactly that. And here's Alex and Nick commenting on that.
I'm going to say this. I challenge her to do a drug test. I will do one with her. You will find nothing but nicotine and alcohol, and very little alcohol, a lot of nicotine. Candace, I want to say it, watching that, you can't fake crazy. That looks like Adderall-fueled schizophrenia to me.
Yeah, well, it's clearly some form of psychosis. That was my first thought, is like, you almost can't even blame her. Like, this is literally just psychosis at this point. You can see it
5 months
in her eyes. You can see it in those. Like, she is totally sincere. She's totally authentic. She believes in what she's saying. And it's the craziest stuff I've ever heard.
Right? And that I thought I was from another planet, that I was an alien my entire life. Just do not get it here.
Yeah.
Did you? Are we being unfair? Did you take that out of context?
I did not.
I mean, how could it have been? Like, was she saying, like, I know people say that and then like was mocking it?
No, that was in full context. Because her whole thing is that she thinks she's an alien, and then she goes to, because Earth is ghetto, humanity is ghetto, and she doesn't get any of it. So, that's the same reason that cats don't pay attention to humans, because humans are, again, I'm paraphrasing somewhat, but she really does feel like she's not of this earth. And again, I don't know if she literally thinks that she came here like Superman, but she just doesn't feel like she's the same kind of individual as most humans.
Yeah. Do you know how narcissists feel? They feel that they're not like, they're better than you. They're not like you. They're above you. They don't fit in the mold of this normal human being. The grandiose feeling they have for themselves. Would I guess, if you had to be if you didn't realize what a narcissist you are, but you were intelligent enough to feel and see the things that you're saying the way you feel,
yeah,
I guess the only other way would be, oh, you know what, I think I have some narcissistic issues and I may need to get addressed, or I must just be an alien, because the only next is going to be, I'm a god of some sort, right?
Yep.
That's the only next thing. You know what? I'm God. She's going to start telling people, or I'm some sort of God. But she can't do that because she's Catholic and she knows that. So
right.
I'll just be an alien. No. How about you're an extremely damaged narcissist that has an audience that is so far reaching that you are actually doing damage to them, to a narrative. And here's the shame: these people that are feeding into your bullshit, they are doing damage and making it worse for you.
Yeah,
you might as well just have whatever, be trans, and then have all your friends tell you, no, you are a man, Candace. Like, it's the same. They're just feeding into a narrative that just isn't what it is.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to get the message on how brave she is.
Yeah, and
and
here
courage.
and here's Nick actually explaining why Candace has an audience.
Well, I don't think that I don't think they're necessarily being controlled. I mean, you never know, but I think that a lot of it is just like you said, they're chasing the algorithm. And I think a lot of them are just have a reckless disregard for the truth. And as I said, I don't think they have any kind of ideological foundation. It's people that got red pilled a few minutes ago and they don't know what's up and down and they don't know what's going on. And then these are people that are just getting, it's only in one direction, more extreme, more crazy, more out there, more far-fetched. With Candace, I don't even think it's bots. I think that maybe people just underestimate how many dumb people there are in the world.
Can I before I forget?
Yeah.
Let me give a little shot at Nick here because there's something that I've noticed over the last couple of clips about him. You know, don't get me wrong. I think that Nick is extremely genuine, whether I like what he says or not when he's saying it. I really believe that he's genuine and he believes that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I've noticed a couple of things though. The way he takes his stand, I think there's a lot of sour grapes here for Nick. I don't think he likes the fact that he's not the wacky dude that says these off-putting things that build this amazing algorithm that allows him to strive. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of sour grapes there and I don't believe that he's doing that consciously. Honestly, I don't. I think it's ingrained in what made him so big. Is his drive and his ego, and him also believing that his takes are the only ones that are allowed to be like, controversial.
Yeah, and I don't even think I cut the clip, but the matter of fact, Alex and Nick sort of talk about this, and I think it feeds into exactly what you're saying. Is, obviously, Alex says crazy shit. Nick says crazy shit and Candace says crazy shit. However, I think that the jealousy comes in the fact that Alex and Nick have been deplatformed from everything. They get demonetized on this, demonetized on that. They get canceled from this, canceled from that. And nothing ever happens to Candace for one reason or another.
Is it because she's a black woman? For the first time, is she utilizing things that she's always stood up against? That's a weird, hey, there goes, hey, Deb. Nice. What's up, Deb? But yeah, I mean, you truly, truly, truly have to understand that she is in this realm of where Alex and Alex and Nick were. But as you pointed out, which is a great thing, and I've never seen any of the clips, that you're right, dude. She's taking a beating now, but when we were doing it 6 months ago, nobody was giving her a beating.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now she is, and she's still okay. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure.
And her numbers aren't dropping. All right, I'm ready for the next one.
All right. So this is Nick explaining sort of like I was talking about how her original investigation is now abandoned and she's going on to other things.
Thing I said on my show the other night. It just keeps getting bigger. It starts out with a conspiracy that maybe someone at Turning Point embezzled $1 million and they took him out to hide it. Then it turns into, well, Israel killed him because he was going to go against Israel. Then it's, no, Israel and France and FBI killed him because he was going to do something to change global politics. Now it's the space-time continuum is at stake. He could see the future. He was going to alter outcomes in the future. They had to protect the integrity of the multiverse.
Holy shit. I mean, did you ever think we would get here though with it?
I think we've even later on last year, we had sort of talked about it where we didn't know if she would just double down or if she would actually, just move on or whatever.
It was after the meeting with Erica. We were like, okay, this might be the bow where she can save face, they can save face, everybody can move on, and the shift. But you know what? Like I said, her narcissism and her greed would not allow that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the next couple of clips are sort of circling around the Fort Huachuca thing that she's been invested in.
God bless you, real quick.
Thank you. Now, we can actually cut a couple more clips, but this guy Mitch that she interviewed that said that he saw Erica Kirk and the guy from Daily Wire and Brian Harpole, the security guy for Charlie, all at Fort Huachuca.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Because I was answering, I was replying back, and I'm listening to everything you're saying, you know, and then when I hear it, I'm like, oh, I must have misheard that. Okay.
So anyway, like the guy is an absolute fucking nutcase. Like he, he's claimed that he had broke his back in the military. That never happened. He claimed that his wife tied him up and broke his arms and legs. And then we'll actually show a video of him chasing his wife with a hammer. So anyway, so now her whole Fort Huachuca thing is falling apart. So here we go.
And she doubled down and had Mitch on, to say, by the way, I saw, Erica Kirk there at Huachuca. And then she released her alibi with timestamped geolocated photos. Not good enough. And it was like, she's God. You got to bow to her. The arrogance of this. And then I said, okay, that's enough. And then it came out his ex-wife, or I guess they're still married. She'll never show up to court. Literally sends the footage of the day he's arrested, convicted for menacing with a hammer, and beating things, attacking, breaking doors, coming after her in front of the kid, doing what he wouldn't let her leave. She told these shows that she wouldn't let him leave. And they're like, look, he's a total. They go, we don't care. Her own people said, a prominent host said, Jones is Mossad. Listen, we don't care what Mitch Snow did. We have to listen to him. Turn on his military record where he broke his back. None of that's true. And then it came out. He said in early December, I am the son of the Zodiac.
I mean, look, and the disturbing thing to me, sure, him, but is, I've said this before too. Is she doing this? Like, how is she running this multi-million-dollar company and has staff around her that won't vet this guy before she said, I mean, really?
Yeah.
Like,
and even her,
or you vet him and disregard all of that. Those are your two options.
Right.
This
and
is
even
your
her
savior,
story,
everybody.
Her story is that she came home after working one day and she had like 10,000 emails on the tip line or whatever. And she picked his out of random and heard the story and just went into it because she felt that it was like a divine prophecy that she needed to talk to Mitch Snow about his trip to Fort Huachuca.
You know what? I'm setting up a tip line too. I'm setting up a tip line. I want a tip line. I mean, really. That's what we do. We set up tip lines.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So just bring up the notes. I just want to look at this. This is the second to last one. Yeah. So Nick is sort of explaining how all this is falling apart. But for those who listen on audio, come to the video to check this out. It actually shows the video of this guy, Mitch, threatening his wife with a hammer.
I think it's certainly possible. And, she's at a level where it would be hard to believe that somebody isn't in her ear, especially the stuff with like Brigitte Macron. That doesn't seem random to me. A lot of the things that are coming across her desk, it doesn't seem like that accidentally made its way into her inbox. A lot of that stuff seems like it's, being promoted in some way. So I think you're right about that. I think your hunch is 100% on the money. But it's really been spectacular to see. At one point, I wanted to say, I think she needs to stop. She's damaging the movement. This is really hurting everybody. Now, I almost want her to keep going because I think she's sort of isolating herself, and now she's only damaging herself. I mean, in 2025, she had the rule of the roost, and I thought what she was doing was really irresponsible. I thought it was kind of hurting everybody that ever associated with her or sounds like her. After her show the other day where she said, I'm an alien and Charlie Kirk is a time traveler and he had Sumerian remote viewing technology, I think now everybody is just saying, okay, so this is just a crazy psychopath. This is somebody that has, no clue what she's talking about. So now I kind of want to see it keep going because at a certain point, you have to hope, like you maybe out of faith in humanity, you have to hope that eventually people are going to see this. Like the Egyptian plane thing, it was talked about in, 25 different shows she did. It's all fake. She literally just got it all wrong.
I love to watch these guys that are mainstream, and I challenge you. We've been saying this for fucking 5 months. I mean, whatever the first, tell me we weren't. I swear to God, I'll give you a fucking, you can go to Sticker Mule, pick out any t-shirt you want. Doesn't have to be fucking Our Show related. I'll buy you the fucking shirt. If you can show me that we were not, on top of this before 90% of the other shows, if not more. I mean, come on, man. I mean, how does it take this long? And the shame of it is we're doing it genuinely. And you have Nick doing it because that's Nick saying, God, I hope that she does not have the same 2025. And everybody, now don't you see she's crazy? Come back to me because I'll say outrageous shit, but I'm not crazy.
Right. That's
what Nick's doing, guys. Footer, how dare you say that? Oh, I'm going to hear all the fuck. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. We get it.
Yeah, that's even.
I shot the clerk. I shot the clerk.
Yes. When did you? No. If we did the show right, both Nick and Candace's fans will hate us. So in this last clip, this is, and again, if you didn't watch it, go back and watch Candace's show from I think Friday. No, it was Thursday's show, where she talks about Operation Looking Glass, which apparently she seems to think that the government harnessed some Sumerian power to be able to use this technology to be able to see the future and also alter the lines of alter the timeline to change things, and then all of the timelines converge into 2016, and now nothing we do, there is no free will. Like, and again, this is
basically Charlie's Doctor Strange.
Yes,
is what you're saying.
Yes. So this is exhibit 4,552 on why Candace should be excommunicated.
What's going on with the time traveling? What?
So she did a show and she said that the CIA, through Project Looking Glass, has access to ancient Sumerian remote viewing technology. She says that Charlie was identified as a gifted child by some sort of shadowy occult force early on, groomed his entire life since he was a little boy to be the head of Turning Point USA. He somehow gained possession over the technology, saw his death in the future and how it would alter the space-time continuum. And so, as I said, one time this was a story about Turning Point USA. Now Charlie Kirk is a pivotal figure in the multiverse, in the space-time continuum. It's a conspiracy concerning...
Just to be clear, I can confirm this. I saw Jay Dyer yesterday with the post about this, and he does satire sometimes. I thought it was a joke. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. And again, that's premeditated. She's going for the total lunatic faction. I mean, she is doubling down. God, here it is. Charlie Kirk was a time traveler, and then he had agents. Yes,
Alex
like
Jones
the Matrix monitoring him from childhood. Wow.
Knows because he's done it.
Yeah, for sure he has.
Yeah, you didn't have to stop that if you didn't want. I was just going to say
no,
that.
it stopped itself. It was done.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, and I have somewhat of a heart out, so I do need to go. I'm going.
We're good.
I'm going to a state park today.
Ooh, how lovely.
Yeah, but anyway,
have a picnic.
We're just gonna hang. You know what I mean? Go have some fun. I think. But anyway, look, like and subscribe. Listen, I understand. Sometimes we're a little hard to listen to. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you to shove it up your ass there soon, because there's a lot of these guys that are huge, that stammer just as much as I do. Like Alex Jones is a fucking mess.
No.
Theo Vaughn's a mess. So I think that should be like that. That's me in a nutshell, I think. But anyway, listen, we've been very consistent our entire podcast career in regards to this Candace story. That is undeniable. Okay, our consistency has been flawless. So I think it behooves everybody to maybe just give it a chance, and be open-minded. All right, we've provided enough evidence, logical, reasonable, without bias, without an agenda, and you can't get more honest than what we're trying to give you in regards to this Candace story. So with that, good night, everybody. God bless. And I hope you guys have a great weekend.
You are not wasting your time here. If you're listening on Spotify, Twitch, iTunes, iHeart, YouTube, TikTok, come on over to Rumble. Like, subscribe, buy the premium service, and watch us without ads. I'm off to do a little bit of snow plowing. Twitter's going to. Good night, everybody.
Ta-da!